I'm just leaving the village of Tetford now. So the whole purpose of today's hike is to get the miles into my feet, into my legs, make sure that I'm fueling properly, make sure that I'm hydrating properly. Obviously I've only got a litre of water on me and today's going to be super hot. I think we're going to be up to around 24 to 26 degrees. I found pretty much the only vein of good weather in the UK today. So it's going to be a real kind of good experience in how to manage those situations, because I've only been hiking for probably about a month and a half, and I think it's important to test my new shoes. I've gone for some Topo Traverse, I think they're called, that are really comfortable but a bit stiffer than some of the trail shoes, just because they've got a rock plate in them. So I want to get used to them, and also it's good to practice in some different conditions, like, you know, pure sunshine, for example, which you can see, I think you can see just up there coming over the horizon. So yeah, it's about 6:30 a.m. and I'm just getting started, and it's absolutely beautiful out here, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'll check in with you again soon, let you know how I'm getting on, and hopefully share some nice views. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. 30 to 35 miles. I'm hoping to do it in about 12 hours. So honestly, one of the hardest things about hiking and getting used to the maps and everything, the GPS, is that sometimes it's kind of like out by a few meters, or you miss a turning. So I'm now going through all this thingy shit, basically. My legs are being stung to pieces, basically, so fail. Because I originally went for a gate over here, thinking, well, that must be public access because it's only got a kind of small rope around it. And as I walked through there was a garage, and it's actually somebody's house. And now I've got to return all the way back down here and turn left and go onto the road and see a few more meters and sneak through their garden, but didn't know whether they had a dog or anything. If they did, then I could have been in big trouble, but actually the front garden's open, so yeah, I don't think trespassing at this time in the morning, about 7:30, would be very good on a Saturday, because you know, you might freak somebody out, especially if it's like an old couple or something. Like I say, double checking your map, making sure you're on the right track, because yeah, when you've got 12 to 14 hours to doing the legs for a day, adding on those extra sort of half kilometres or a few hundred metres even, there and back, just my feet are starting to feel it now though. 100% my feet are starting to feel it. Got a few blisters on my middle toe. I'm hoping to come across a couple of nice little villages. I haven't really researched this route or seen what's on the way, so fingers crossed, about lunchtime we'll dip in and we'll have a real good bit of luck, and we'll find a pub or something where we can get a nice sandwich, and that'll help keep the food reserves inside the bag for later on when I'm probably struggling a bit. Cool, catch you in a bit. All right, fella. Morning, geezer. How you doing? Hope you're having a good one. Look at the size of that bell. I wish that was open at the moment. I'll probably go in there and have a nice little sandwich. I was just walking through a nice little village and just bumped into two nice ladies actually who were just chatting to me about the local area and giving me some advice. And as I walked past the entrance to the Viking Way, they started shouting down the road to me like, turn right, turn right. I didn't check the GPS again. I just thought they must know the area. Turns out I'm going off the path that I'm supposed to be on, which obviously I saw that there's a path basically to get back round to where I need to be, but I need to get the right mileage in. And one of the ladies was walking her dog behind me, and she just started like literally shouting at me, "You're going the wrong way, you're going the wrong way." And I'm like, no, no, no. So I've been trying over about 300-yard distance, trying to explain to this lady who can't hear properly that I'm off track and I need to go and get back on track. So yeah, the moral of the story is trust the GPS, not the locals, because they don't actually know where you're going. And that could have been a costly mistake. So it turns out the old ladies were right. This is the route I need to be on. Seems that they do know the local area better than me. But the GPS did say... Oh. Bloody hell. It's a bit stiff in the morning. Yeah, that needs repairing. I'm not sure why the GPS said to go that way. Maybe somebody's created that so it's exactly 30 miles. Although I watched your previous video on it and someone said that it turned out to be about 34. So I'm not sure that it's that important. Beautiful views today. I've seen one dog walker actually. I've walked about 8-9k. So it's actually really bloody quiet and pretty beautiful, to be honest. I can imagine when the sun comes up later today, it'll be spectacular. This is boring. There they are, all sitting down there having a mother's meeting, thinking about what they're going to do for the day. Animal farm. So you know, sometimes you're just stupid. I'm walking through here thinking these gates are broken. I'm like this, yeah. And there's literally a massive yellow sign that says lift. I'm bloody off route again, honestly. Just checked the map. And now I've been absolutely mauled by a load of bloody stinging nettles. Oh God. Honestly, if it doesn't look like a footpath, just check it. I've actually had a really good start to this because this all came about. Me and my mates or a couple of my mates who do a lot of hiking and do a lot of challenges and things, we're talking about doing the GR20, which is considered the hardest hike in Europe. It's about 100 between 100 and 120 miles, and it's got about 20,000 feet elevation, if I remember that correctly. And they said they were going to do it, and I kind of indicated that I wanted to go along with them. But at the time, you know, I pretty much just played golf on the weekends, go home, eat crap, and I was putting weight on. I think about a month ago I was about 14.5 stone, which I'm about 6 foot tall, so I was starting to like grow around the middle, and I'm approaching 40 next year. I've only got about 6-7 months and I'll hit my 40th birthday, and I just thought to myself, you know, I need to do something about this. So I got into a bit of a challenge with one of my best mates, where pretty much we have to post up a 20-minute exercise every day, whether that's running, rowing, cycling. You know, it has to be something where you're sort of getting your heart rate up. And then he kind of said that, you know, you can come and do this challenge with us in Corsica, but it's going to be really difficult. And as a kind of pre-test to what we're doing there, it was agreed that we'd do the Welsh 3000, which is brutal. It's like, I've already done parts of the Glidders and I've done Snowdon, but I've not done the full range. And I just thought, you know, I need to really get me exercising. I really need to start pushing it here, because otherwise I'm going to turn up on that day and I'm going to be completely embarrassed with myself. So I started getting out hiking. I did a 20-mile hike. I actually went to Wales last week and did the wild camp, and then came back, did a 20-mile hike, and then decided to go to Wales today. But that turned out to be a nightmare because of the weather. So I came here. It's actually supposed to be really nice. It just started raining. Yeah, and over that period of time, you know, my diet's got a bit better. I do like eating crap, to be honest. So, and over that period of time, I've lost just under a stone in a month. Good. I'm feeling loads better. Mental clarity's better. I feel like I've achieved something at the end of the hike. I'm really getting the bug for it now and learning new things, making mistakes along the way, which is kind of part of the process. I went and did that wild camp last week. Jesus. Obviously, I stayed down in Ogwen Valley, and I read the weather report a little bit. I saw that it was going to be pissing down basically, but I saw that the temperature wasn't going to be too bad. Maybe like 5 to 8 degrees or something. But that's great. So I had a 4-degree sleeping bag. That would be brilliant. My sleeping mat was like 4.7R, which is pretty good for down to about freezing, maybe a bit below, I think. And I hiked up the side of the Penny Olwen, so I had a real nice view overlooking Tryfan, and it was like, oh, this is a great spot. And it turned out that I didn't really consider that the elevation would be so much colder, especially with the wind chill. And actually during the night it was like -4 degrees. So my feet were freezing. Luckily I had a down jacket with me, so I stuck that on and woolly hatted it. But I just, yeah, it was absolutely freezing. And it was a real good experience, to be honest with you, about, you know, being prepared and checking the weather, making sure you've got the right equipment with you, making sure you've got layers just in case you do get caught out. I was really lucky that I did bring extra layers, to be honest. I actually went to Decathlon that day and bought a down jacket, which was like someone was looking over me when that happened, because otherwise I probably would have frozen up there. So, but it's so worth it in the morning when you come down, when you wake up, and you just get like uninterrupted views. There was like wild horses running around. I think they were wild anyway. I don't know, they might not have been, but let's just say they were. Makes a better story. Still gives you that kind of real nice feeling of being connected to nature. It is actually quite therapeutic and took my mind right off of all the stress I've been going through recently. It's actually quite fun being in a stressful situation when you're freezing cold, because you're sort of like trying to adapt and, you know, see, you know, how your body responds, how you respond. The combination of getting outside, fresh air, losing a bit of weight, having a challenge, just having some focus really in life, outside of going to work and earning money and paying the bills, really makes a difference. It's just a good opportunity to do something and you'll feel a real nice sense of achievement. I bought so many pairs of hiking boots and trainers, and honestly you have to live and learn, like trying them on. I actually went and got my feet measured in Cotswold outdoors, and that was interesting because I found out that I've got wide feet, so I ended up going for these Topos, but the Ultra is also a wide-toed trail shoes. Oh my god, what a difference it made. So there's just like these little kind of trials and tribulations you go through as well, and little wins. And now I'm walking in these shoes. I might tell you later that my feet are in absolute bits, hopefully not. My feet are starting to feel it now though. But so far, the difference and the kind of space that I feel like I've got in my feet just feels great. Got a few blisters on my middle toe, and it's just like a real nice break, like I said, from thinking about your day-to-day work and emails and your phone constantly going off. Definitely not wild, these ones. Not like the ones I saw in Wales last week. Lovely though. Security camera recording private driveway, no through road. I'm about a quarter of the way through, maybe a bit more. Been going for nearly 3 hours, I think. And I've only drunk half a litre of water because it's not really been that hot yet. I have got to remember to start fueling because I feel fine, but I'll start to hit a wall at some point and I'll be gutted that I haven't thought about it and dealt with it properly. So yeah, this is all about training, so I'm literally gonna have to sit down and force it in me. I don't know why I keep doing the same thing, just ignoring my bloody GPS. So I end up trying to cross over and step on the rocks, and turns out that I fell in, got soaking wet feet, and I'm off trail now, and I'm in the middle of a field, or in the middle of all this crap. So I might have to route back around. I mean, Jesus Christ, look at this. Might have to route back around, go back through, get my feet wet again. So I've come from back there, gone all the way around here, and I'm now walking through all this to try and see if I can get back on the trail. Oh my God, this could literally just be avoided so easily. Oh, please just don't say that I've got soaking wet feet for absolutely no reason. Yeah, because I've just crossed that. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go back. Just been stung again by a stinging nettle. It's all good fun though, part of the adventure, part of learning. So I'm coming back up here to the point that I crossed, and actually the footpath is down there somewhere. Literally gone for the non-waterproof as well. Hopefully that means they'll dry out a little bit more. If there's something like that, I don't know why I wouldn't take a couple of seconds to open up my map and have a look. It's just because there's a path running down there. When you see a path and something like that, you just kind of presume in your head that it's the right way forward. So I'm gonna go and get back on path actually and find somewhere nice to sit down and eat my lunch. So I've actually found a really nice spot here to plonk myself down and sit and eat some food. So yeah, I got this this bag recently, which is a Rab Vale 30, because I have a Decathlon 20 litre bag. To be honest, it's really heavy. I think it weighs about 1.1 kilos. And for these kind of day hikes, and especially the Welsh 3000, I was looking to get something that was really super light. I always had this idea in my head that I was going to have a huge amount of kit I would be taking with me on the day, but actually you don't need that much. You just need enough calories and water. Sorry, just repeating myself. And then obviously I take this is a water filter, so should I get caught short, I don't have much water left, I'll just fill up that and get myself some water. There's some running water sources over there, so pretty good. And then huge food bag. I think I'm about 3.5 hours in and haven't eaten anything yet, so that's pretty poor form. I've just got some simple stuff in here, changes of socks, which definitely I will need now. Waterproof jacket, woolly hats, gloves, and then I've got my first aid kit and my foot care, my electrical bag, so I can charge me the equipment up, and then I've got walking poles, but I haven't used them yet, to be honest. The ground hasn't been that difficult. There will be some nice pubs on the route. Make sure my feet are sound for the next part of the journey, because that's going to be another probably 35k I have to do. So right now it's worth taking that little bit of time just to make sure you're on top of it, and you can continue and get to the end basically. No point in getting there in pain if you can just take a small fraction of your day to to make sure that you're in working order. Got a few blisters on my middle toe. It feels really counterintuitive, changing your socks to dry socks and putting them back in wet shoes, but actually feels way better. I'm actually going to go and take the right path now. It's pretty obvious, right? That's where the path goes. So on we go. Look at the size of that boy, muscly. I'm around halfway through now. I've done around 28 kilometres. I think that's around roughly half. And although it's been a nice walk, it is very, very samey. There's not much elevation. It's just fields after fields after fields, which is nice. And the odd occasional village. It's 50, 60 mile per hour speed limit road. Other than that, it's been really quiet. I did manage to get a little bit of charge in my headphones, but not much. Which means I've had to raw dog it basically around without much to distract me in terms of podcasts or music. Usually I've got this sorted. Sorry, I've just seen a magpie. I don't know how many people, I always salute magpies because I feel like I just don't want to take the risk of not doing it. It's worth doing it. It's worth showing a bit of respect to the magpies. Probably wouldn't do this distance on this track again. It's a bit boring at points. Beautiful scenery at some parts, but once you've seen 10 fields, you've seen them all, haven't you? Really, it's not like going to Wales or the Lake District where you've got epic views and you've got elevation, your heart rate spiking up and down. The next big town we get to, I think the only town, is Louth. I'm hoping that they've got a decent bakery there or something so I can get a steak bake and a hot coffee. That'll make my day, to be honest. When you've been out doing technical stuff and you've done a bit of scrambling, you sort of crave that, you know, because it's way more exciting, way more fun. But I suppose there is a time and place for this. The weather was expectedly going to be crap over there, so it was a chance to get out and enjoy some sunshine. And if this is the only place that it's available, quite happy with that, quite happy with it. But yeah, I think I've got about 6.5 hours in. Decided to do the trail shoes because they were so much lighter than the boots. I've got the trail venture, I think it is, which are great, but they weigh so much more. And also, they're waterproof, right? So, and they say waterproof stuff breathable, but it's not always breathable. Quite often you find that the water gets trapped inside the shoe, doesn't breathe. These got soaking wet earlier, and actually they're bone dry now, so they've worked out really well. Really happy with them. My feet feel good. A little bit of kind of pain going through my right heel, but I suppose that's just what you get when you're doing long distance hiking. You get those little niggles every now and then, especially when you're starting to get towards middle age. Well, go on about GPS, but I'm off bloody route again. I mean, look at the state of this. It is getting boring now. I'm 8 hours in. All I've seen is wheat for hours. It's a good test of mental fortitude, this though, Jesus. I said I like the look of the wheat earlier, didn't I? God, this is boring. I'm thinking, potentially there's a path on the other side of here. Oh no, more stinging nettles. Yeah, it looks like there's a path there. We'll have to try and get through here. Oh, stung again. All I've seen is wheat for about 4 hours. I wish they left this on the reviews. Wheat. Hopefully when we get to the other side of Louth, there'll be less wheat and something to look at. But yeah, this is definitely a bit of a mental challenge. Wait. So luckily I just stopped and filmed myself getting some water out of that stream because I'm in a tiny village here. Absolutely no shot. Thought there would be. Some woman's just come out to speak to me, pretending she's gone for a walk, but I think she's secretly being nosy about what I've been up to, getting water out of the stream at the end of the road. Lovely water out of that stream though. Feet are feeling better again now. It was hard to start moving again, to be honest, after eating lunch. It's just like that, right? But then as soon as the blood starts pumping through again, it feels great. And excitingly, we're in a little forest park. Woods, not really a forest. And it's a massive change of scenery compared to all the wheat fields that I've been going through for hours. Mentally, that's great because it's just something different to look at. I'll definitely recommend having a walk around here. So there's literally nowhere to buy a coffee, drinks. Luckily, I had my Catadin filter on me, which was perfect. Found a nice stream. To be fair, it was just down below a sheep field, so hopefully it's all right. We'll find out soon enough, I'm sure. The next stop will be Louth, and then from there it'll be a coast in, and then we'll be back in the car. Saying about 4 hours left, and it's 3 o'clock, so say 7 o'clock, be 13 hours, 12 and a half, 13 hours by the time we finish. Go on then, boy. I don't know why I'm so interested in watching this, but it's the most interesting thing that's happened all day, really, apart from looking at wheat. Wheat. No. Great news. We've now got to I think it's the A16 in Lincolnshire. Oh my God, mate. I've literally got to try and kamikaze my way across this road. My feet are starting to feel it now though. 100% my feet are starting to feel it. Got a few blisters on my middle toe. Even though I've done foot care, I've got the walking poles out. There they are. He's ready to kick off, isn't he? Any moment. Watch a little bit, it's a bit like Love Island. For cows. Not that I'm into Love Island, it's a load of shit. To be fair, the hardest bit today has 100% been the weather like. It's been just sort of windy, but that sort of dries your mouth out a bit as well. If I hadn't found that stream, I'd have been in a bit of trouble. So that's why these water filters are so worthwhile taking. So yeah, seems like we're coming into civilization now though. There's a few houses about, so fingers crossed this will be the first town with some proper shops, I hope, since we've left this morning, 9.5 hours ago. So I expected there to be a little bit more en route really. I didn't really do much research. I was just thinking because there were little villages and stuff, there might be a bit more going on. .5k away from the destination. Took a couple of wrong turns. I've probably added on a good 5k, so that's not helped with the legs. It's been difficult though. I've got blisters on my toes, I can feel them. Just ran out of water. There's literally you've got one shop about a quarter of the way, and then you've got Louth about halfway. After that you've got nothing. No running water streams, just fields, farmers' fields for miles. So there's no opportunity to fill up. There's some lakes here, but I don't want to take stagnant water out of a lake unless I desperately have to. Literally been walking all day, walk straight through, straight down that hole. What I'll do is think about it, sit down and analyse my performance, think about what I can do better, think about getting a microphone. And there's the church where I started. I have taken, wow, 13 and a quarter hours. I ended up doing just over 58k, which is about 10 more than I expected. So peace out guys, thank you very much for watching.